Om Shanti. Good evening, brothers and sisters. It's evening over here. Welcome back. Nice to see all of you again. Our journey is not over yet. So ourselves, all of us together are on a big journey. And in today's sessions, we are going to advance further into PowerPoint and Filmora. So those are the topics. But prior to that, I thought I share some Gyan. So that is also a Gyan session. I was told to take a class, and as a preparation for a class, I went through some of the Murlis, earlier Murlis, and in one of the Murlis, Baba spoke about categories of children. So Baba said, there's a list of 4 categories of children. Number 1, serviceable. Number 2 is sensible. And number 3 is successful. And the 4th is valuable. So 4 categories of children. Not all are successful and not all are valuable. Some become valuable through their virtues and character. But they are not successful in the planning of service. Each of you can know your own chart. You have to check in which list your name would be. Out of the 4, some have their name in all 4, some in 2, some in 3, and some in 1. The main virtue of those who are valuable is that they themselves value their own time, thoughts, and service. This is why others also give value to the thoughts, words, and the service that takes place through them. So these are the one who falls under valuable. Or they are given values according to the drama. Everyone sees them with a vision of their being valuable. So you have to check again. Are the serviceable ones first? Are the serviceable ones first? Or the sensible ones first? Both have their own specialties. Remember, there are 4 categories: serviceable, sensible, successful, and valuable. So here Baba is talking about serviceable and sensible now. Those who are sensible have a planning intellect to a greater extent. And those who are serviceable do little planning, but they have the special virtue of putting everything into a practical form. Some have sense and also the virtue of being serviceable. In this task of establishment, both are essential. So you have to be serviceable and you also have to be sensible. Sensible here means you must have a planning intellect. For one, their future is created through their thoughts and plans. These are the sensible ones. And for others, it is created through their actions. So these are the category which falls under serviceable. There is a greater impact from the later. So between serviceable and sensible, sensible is more important. Because Baba said, there is a greater impact from the later. And for those who are the image of success, the third category, the result is based on their avyak stage. Success depends on your stage, avyak stage. Some create plans, which is the sensible one, and put them into a practical form, which is a serviceable one. But they do not have much success. That's the third category. They can be serviceable, but not all can be the image of success. It is as though some have received the blessing of success according to the drama. Whatever they do becomes successful. Then Baba said, they have to make little effort. those who are successful. They easily receive success. This is each one's part within the drama. So all four are necessary, but we all are number wise in all these things. But ideally, we should have all these four. So this is a little bit of sharing from what I read lately, and I thought that it is nice for us to share here. So thank you for your patience, and now over to Brother Nanda with our sessions. Thank you. Om Shanti. Welcome to the course.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Brother Peru. Firstly, there's been a small change because the coding class has been, I've decided not to have it actually for time being, because not everybody needs coding, because coding is more for website building and a little bit of programming. So maybe later on, but the need of the time is probably more on PowerPoint, because a lot of teaching, online teaching, will happen through the PowerPoint slides and so on. So there's a lot more which I've not actually shared with you using PowerPoint. Using PowerPoint itself, we can create videos, which is almost equally nice, all right, to many of the other softwares. So if some of you are not so good at Filmora, it doesn't matter. After watching today, maybe you'll be easily able to use PowerPoint to even create videos, animation. Actually, it might even look far better. So in fact, today's class is so important because maybe after learning this, the way you deliver 7-day classes, 7-day course online will probably change. So I would really like you to learn these methods, which I'm going to show you today. And then these methods can also be transferred into videos. So it's going to be very helpful. And then after that, I will also show you a little bit of Filmora if we have time today. And some of you have also asked me about Zoom, all right? So I might, if I have time today, if not tomorrow, I will also show you a little bit about Zoom tricks, which we can actually use to record ourselves, all right? All those I will try to actually show you. There's one more thing before I forget. Those of you who need a certificate is just a piece of paper. But if you think it is going to help you in your work, then maybe tonight or tomorrow morning, I will send, the team will send a Google form. So those who think you need certificate and might help you in your logkick job, please apply for it or just ask, then we will give it to you. But if you think you're fully in Baba's surrendered already and you don't need the certificate, then I suggest there's no need for it unless you really want, all right? But it will be released or it will be produced under Brahma Kumaris Malaysia, the certificate, okay? All right, just take note. Thank you so much. So let's get started, all right. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a video, all right, which I created in PowerPoint. Okay, so, all right, let me just show you. Okay, so I'm going to show you a video on PowerPoint, and I want you to just see this. This PowerPoint video is about 3 minutes. After looking at it, we are going to duplicate and produce the same thing. That's today's lesson, all right? We're going to try to produce the same thing after you have watched this video, all right? So I'm going to show you the video now. Please take a look. Okay.
energy vibration to us.
Okay, Kurt, I hope you have seen that. All right. So all those was done in PowerPoint. Okay, including we can put in the music and everything. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you some of the tricks, and we need to start changing the way we teach online. Because when we teach online, people cannot focus. Last week I've told you that people can only focus for about 8 to 12 seconds on any one particular diagram or picture. So we need to change that and make them listen to us when we teach. So let's move on. Okay. All right. So today I'm going to show you two techniques actually. Two techniques. All right. So two techniques. I'm going to bring. Okay. Let's get into this first. Okay. I'm going to do it together with you. Okay, so we probably will have to do this together. All right. So if you have two screens open, you can actually do it together with me. But if not, you can just watch it. Okay. So right now, what I'm trying to do is today we're going to learn two techniques. And that technique is the online teaching methodology and slide designs. These are the two things which probably is very important for you, especially those who are not so skillful in designing. But this, I think you must learn, because then you can make your online teaching excellent. Okay, so let's move on further. All right. So, all right. So all this can be done. Now, when you're teaching online, have you any idea what's happening on the other side? That means you are here, you are actually sitting at this point in front of your PC, and you have no idea what the other person behind you or somewhere at their place is doing. And you are very excited and enthusiastically teaching on your side. Can you see? Now, that person on the other side might be lying on the bed, looking at something else, Or they might be just relaxing, taking a drink, and as if a pastime watching you. Or some people might be very serious but bored. Some people might be sleepy. Some people exhausted, maybe after the day's work. And some people might even be doing something else. Can you see? That means you have no idea what the other person is doing. Like right now, I'm here talking, but I have no idea what some of you are doing. You could be walking, you could be having a coffee, or you can just be listening, whatever you can be doing. So, which means the attention of the people listening to you is very, very reduced compared to previously when you're giving 7-day courses or meditation classes. They are face to face. So when it's face to face, you can actually pass your vibration, look at them, talk to them, ask them questions. But now it becomes extremely challenging for all of us. Now, the question is, how do we actually make sure that people actually listen to us, or how do we capture their attention? So part of the course today is going to show you that. And then after that, I'm also going to show you the techniques that we are going to use. Now, let's take a look. You see what's the technique here? All right. PowerPoint actually enables you to do this. I've gone into the other slide, but I've moved my image to this side. See, this is very useful. You know why? When you do this kind of stuff, like example, when you do this kind of stuff, people will suddenly watch you, especially if you're teaching the younger generation. They are captivated or they are thrilled looking at these special effects also. If not, they will be doing something else. So our slide has to be good. Of course, our teaching must be good, but the designs must also captivate them and keep them looking at the screen, watching us and watching what we are teaching. Okay. Now, how do we capture the audience attention? Look at that. So the first one is you must have good designs, good visuals, attractive, something funny, something different. Then you as a teacher must be very engaging. Now, did you see what happened to the font? Please take a look again. What happened? What happened? It grew big. Then the second one grew big, but the first one became smaller. That means what I'm trying to do is I'm asking the listener, the person who are attending my course or my classes or whatever, to actually focus on this. So this is something which is moving. This is what I meant by the attention changes every 8 seconds. So before that 8 seconds or 12 seconds or 15 seconds, by moving something, the attention is continuously here. Can you see that? I'm not trying to teach you the course here, but I'm trying to include the methods that we can use. All right. I'm not teaching about the soul today. All right. I don't need to teach you because you're already expert in that. But as I'm taking you through, it may not be in proper order. Just look at how we are playing with the method, the visuals, and so on. All right. But anyway, these are the 4 major things which we must pay attention to if you want to capture the audience attention. Now, many of us have this maybe not so good habit that we put a lot of information, or maybe one whole board, that slide with so much of information, but you'll find that people cannot focus. You will actually lose their attention. So therefore, the right amount of information must be on each slide, cannot be too much because the attention will be lost. Now, what I mean by that, if you put too much, people will start reading the slide and will not listen to you. You see, so that is very important. So therefore, you must never put too much information. Only keywords must be there. As they read the keywords, they must start thinking, what is this about? And they will wait for you eagerly to listen to you. Anything too much information will actually divert their attention. Now, if you go back to number 3, we must also learn the 6 methods of teaching online, which we must actually make them use the 6 methods, because the 6 methods will make sure that they are engaged or they are actually doing work actively using their intellect. All right. Now, if you go back, the engaging teacher means, what is the meaning of engaging teacher? Engaging teacher means a teacher who is going to talk to the participants. The teacher is going to talk to the students and then make sure they respond. That's what it meant. It's meant by engaging teacher. So when you're teaching online, if you are thinking it's just talking to the screen, that is actually a poor teaching method. Because a good teacher's aim is whatever they say, the students listening must be able to try to absorb maximum. So that is an engaging teacher, right? So I give you an example. Sometimes you're sitting in Murli class, before COVID, and then you're reading, listening to Murli. And then the teacher from the Gadi might call your name. Hey, what Baba said just now? Can you see? Suddenly you'll become more alert. Can you see? But if they don't call you, you might slightly in a middle way, or you might doze off a little bit. Have you gone through that experience? Right? So you see, an engaging teacher will keep the students alert. So that is number 2. Right? And then the attractive visuals will make people link and think. The intellect or mind becomes active, trying to look at everything. So these are the 4 aspects which we must practice when we are teaching online, which I'm going to go through, all right? Okay. Next part. Now, there's 6 methods of learning. But generally, the first method is to make the students read something. Of course, the students are already watching you and watching the slide. That means number 2 is done already. Now, number 3 is very important because they must practice in front of you. In front of you. After practicing, they must be able to tell you what they felt. That is called interactive. Of course, they are listening to you, which means number 2 and number 4 is what the students normally will do when they sit in front of your class. Now, we must also get them to write, but they will not write because you can't see them. So we must have a special plan to get them to write something. How do we do that? So this is how you make it very, very creative. All right. And finally, we must have a way of asking questions, because questions make people think. Right? Questions make people think. So that's very important. Questions. So these are the 6 methods. All right. Probably I'll touch here and there. But as I told you, I'm here today not to teach you the methods of teaching. I'm more trying to share with you the various ways of PowerPoint can be used in Baba's teaching. Are you okay? All right. Good. Now, I want to show you this, all right? Because if you look at this questioning, I want you to look at how Shivani Ban has actually used number 6 in a very excellent way. And if you can copy this in your teaching methods, it will be excellent. Just watch Shivani Ben's video. I think it's about 1 minute, all right? 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, let's take a look. Hang on.
To who we are. We say, I am peace. And the other person says, I am peace. And when we're doing that, we're not just radiating that high energy vibration to ourselves, but we're also radiating it into the everything we create would also radiate into the world. What are the normal I ams that we are using today in our vocabulary? Anything you can think of? I am. Throughout the day, what do we say? I am. I am stressed. I am. I am busy. How many of us say I am busy? Say or believe or think, I am busy. And sister said, I am stressed. Anybody else saying I am stressed? Okay, I am stressed. And I am, anything else? I am worried. I am blessed. Beautiful. I am worried. Blessed. Anything else? Yes, sister? I am okay. I am okay. Any other thing? I am? I am humble. Beautiful. I am fine. I am? I am a peaceful soul. I am? I am happy. I am blissful. I am loving. This side, I am? I am not bad. No. Let's look at the technology behind that. Why I'm not going to say I am not bad, because the word that I'm using, the energy is. So let's change that to, instead of saying I am not bad, we'll change it to I'm good. Let's raise it even more. Why only good? I'm great, I'm beautiful. Beautiful soul. You know, when we use the word beautiful, we were only referring to how we look. But I'm a beautiful soul. I'm a pure soul. I'm a divine soul. Anything else? I am? I am grateful. Lovely.
Good. I hope you're okay. What did you see in Shivani Ben's video? There's so many things to learn from here. Let me take you through one by one and look at the teaching that we can learn from this. Number one, when Shivani Ben asks somebody, she's just playing with the word I am. I am what? I am what? I am what? I am what? But see what's happening. She's getting people to talk to her. This is called interacting. But you see, some of us may be in a different way of doing things. Some of us will be very interested to speak the Gyan more and more and more. But this method that Sister Shivani is doing is completely a very powerful method. You see, when you ask somebody and getting response, and then you respond back, and when somebody say, I am blessed, what did she say? Did you remember what she said? She smiled and said, beautiful. She's praising that person. And then a facial expression, each time is showing simplicity, happiness, and so on. Now, all these people will watch. Now, people come to Baba, this is just my opinion, but for you to think, it may not be because of the Gyan you speak, but because of the vibration which is coming out from your face. And as they respond to you, the trust is being built as a student-teacher trust. So, but if we are more interested in just pumping knowledge into that person's intellect, you might be shocked that the trust may not have been built. So, as we are giving the class, did you learn what Shivani Ben just did? She is building trust with the participants, joking, being happy, making them light, making them feel comfortable. This is the art of teaching. So we must never be too eager to just speak the Gyan. The method has to change. Can you see the interactive method of asking questions, waiting for their answer? If they say something good, you have to praise them. That is very, very good answer. Excellent. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. I didn't expect such a good answer from you. You see, this, do you know why? You see, when you praise somebody in front in an online class, other people are also watching. The moment you praise, the energy in the body, especially the hormones in the body, will shoot up. You will suddenly feel very energetic to listen to the class. So this is what Sister Shivani has mastered over the many years, and we can learn a lot of things from here. So this is just what I wanted to tell you. Number 6 is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool, and you should actually test it out if you are giving some form of class anywhere. Remember, don't rush to teach. The trust is built by asking questions and then getting people to respond and then giving them feedback, improving the answer, praising them, enriching them. This is what the teacher, online teacher, has to do. You okay? All right? Okay. Now, good. So let's proceed first. Okay. I'm just showing you this. Hopefully, you're okay. All right. Okay, good. Now, let's take a look at another diagram which I've done. Now, I'm also going to show you all these methods. All right. But let me just take you through. I'm asking the person. You see, my question is very simple. Look at my slide. There is nothing there. I put here a skeleton and a person. Anything more, people are going to read. I'm asking, who are you? I mean, I'm not teaching you, okay? Who are you? And the person will watch. Who is this? What kind of question is this? Everybody knows, okay? Now, then I'm going to say, are you the body without life or are you the body with life? That's all. And I'm going to ask them question. I'm not going to give the answer. To give the answer immediately is a bad idea, because then you're spoon feeding them. Never give the answer directly in online teaching. We need to make them think and ask, what do you think? Are you the body without life or the body with life? Then they'll say, I'm body with life. So are you saying that you are the body? You need to ask them questions so that the intellect starts to think and come out from their old sanskars. Then you give them the... I'm not even giving them the answer. I'm just saying you're not the body. You see, it's very indirect. What is the purpose of this slide? The purpose of this slide is just to make people think. Can you see how empty my slide is? And the slide looks good. Why? Again, can you see they have nowhere else to focus? If you put too much of words, they are more busier. They're busy reading and they will not focus. But right now, they have nothing else to focus, but they have no choice but to look at the red or the blue. And behind is so white. Right? Okay. Now let's take a look now. Another technique which I would like you to master is this. Watch. Okay. So this one, I think most of you know how to do. Can you see? This is nice because it looks like something is coming out, something is going behind. We're going to do this in a short while, but I'm just showing it to you first. Okay. Then you can give them an answer. All right. Again, from here, although you have given the answer, most of us will be now very excited to go to the next slide. But this is where we apply the number 1. Remember, there's 6 methods. The last method is question. All right, question. The first method was read. Now, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to give you exactly 30 seconds. Not you, I'm talking to the participant who's coming for the course. I would like you to read the 2 lines which I've given you. Read it again and again. Read it again and again. And tell me what you have understood. 30 seconds from now. And then I go into silence, remembering Baba. So they will be very excited, and then they will read and read and read and read. Thank you, you have read. Now, please tell me, what do you understand? Question, next method. Question number 6. What do you understand by living energy? What do you understand by concentrated point of light? Then they will say a light. So are you trying to say that you are a light? Is that correct? They will be confused. This is how you make them think deeply. This is called questioning technique, which Shivani Ben uses all the time in a talk. Please go and watch more of Shivani's talks. All right. And you must master this technique because the questioning breaks people's thinking pattern. Okay. So please master this. Let's move to the next slide. The next slide, something is going to move. And in PowerPoint, this is called morph technique. So I am the master. All right. Now again, I'm going to tell them. Now I'm going to go into the next method. What is the next method? The next method is practice. Okay, brothers and sisters, please take a look here. Can you see this? I would like you to read this again. Now, you, the soul, you're controlling the body, and just like a driver that drives the car. Now, I would like you to sit still now and think that you are a driver holding a steering, and we are going to try to do this for the next 30 seconds. Can you try it? Okay, let's try. 30 seconds goes on. I'm in Baba's remembrance. They are trying. That's called practice. That means what they read, they practice. After 30 seconds, I'll ask, what did you feel? Then they'll say something. Okay, let's try it this way. Let's again try it. 30 seconds. Again. Let's do that again. Can you see? This is the practice method. So as a teacher, you are engaging and engaging and engaging. So the person who's doing the slide, you must make sure how the program is going to be done and then train everybody below you of how to do the 6 methods that is shown. Are you okay? All right, good. Okay, so let's proceed further. Okay, then you say something. Okay, this is just a method. Okay, good. All right, okay. Now, so this is just some diagram, nice diagram. Can you see? People can relate. Now, sorry, but different countries have got different culture. You cannot teach everything. I'm just talking about the Indian culture, especially in Malaysia, Singapore, and India or Sri Lanka. All right. So you need to change according to your culture, but use the method. Okay. Now, if you are thinking, why must I ask question? I was just listening to Gulzar Dadi's class, and Gulzar Dadi was sharing something so beautiful which happened to her when she was 8 years old in the class. Gulzar Dadi, Baba called Gulzar Dadi and asked her, child, when people have headache, who's having the headache? What do you say? So Baba asked Gulzar Dadi, and Gulzar Dadi said, I am having a headache. So then Baba asked her, you are having headache. So who is you? Who am I? I am having headache. I am the one having headache. So who am I? So Gulzar Dadi was asked like this. You see, Baba is asking question, but Baba never gave answer. Then Baba said, Gulzar Dadi was thinking about it. Then Baba said, child, go and sit in silence. Once you get the answer, come and tell Baba. Gulzar Dadi was sharing, and Baba was teaching them soul consciousness in this manner by asking questions. So that's exactly what the Supreme Teacher has been teaching us, and we are also going to do that. Okay. Next part. Let's move on. Now I'm going to explain the mind, the sanskars, and so on. All right. This kind of moving effect is very useful because it captivates people. Now, next part, can you see? Now I talk about the mind. It's very clear. Where is the mind? You don't have to explain too much. You don't have to write too much. One by one, put that thing, explain, ask them question. Ask them question. Everything you put, you never read from the slide. That's the biggest mistake. Do you know why? Some of us have developed this habit of putting on the slide and then reading. But that's a mistake. You know why? Because when you put something and you read from the slide, the participants are also reading, and then you read and then explain to them back. You're practically wasting their time and they will get irritated with you. So you never put everything, But if you have to put everything, you can. But you don't explain what's on the slide. You must explain more than what's on the slide. You never read from the slide. That's a mistake of the teacher. Okay, so next one. So again, that's another method. Okay, then again, the sanskar, you put your things. So all this we're going to try to do today. Okay, now next part. Then the soul takes birth, rebirth, something I explain, you explain, all of you are expert in this. Then let's do something else. Now you're explaining the person has died. Where does the soul go? Looks quite amazing, isn't it? PowerPoint can actually do this thing. So you see, when the light moves, people are like, hey, what's happening? Can you see? That's what we want. Every slide you turn or click, their attention must be with you. You see? So this kind of slides are very valuable, but not everybody will be skillful enough to do. So you must learn and give it to people who are actually teaching out there. So that is your task. You need to create this kind of valuable, good slides. Not use the same old diagram which I've been using for the last 20, 30 years. Okay, you got it? This can also be done in PowerPoint. Then you tell them, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good. So this is our task. I've gone through all the slides today. Let us now start doing something, some work. Okay, all right, let's try. Okay, so I hope you're okay. If you have any questions up to now, just ask me. All right, if you have questions, let me just read. Okay, so let me just give me a minute. Let me read the questions. Okay, all right. When somebody is saying, when the screen is less cluttered, minimum but effective words, impact is powerful. The impact actually comes from you with less words. Okay, good. So there's no major questions. Okay, all right. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Let's proceed. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go back to my first slide. Okay, good. So here, all right. So in this slide, what did we see? Let's take a look. It opened up like this. Can you see? So I'm going to show you that now. All right. I'm going to create a slide over here. All right. I'm going to create a slide. Now, how to create a slide, I think most of you know. But the problem with PowerPoint is when you click a slide, it normally comes out like this. So what I will do is, normally I will delete that. I will delete that. And then I'll go to new slide, create the blank. After that, whatever you click will always be blank. Can you see? So in this way, okay, you can get blank screen fast. Okay, so let's delete all this. Okay, good. So now the first thing I want to do is, let's go back here. Now, this is animation. For those who are not so sure, animation means all those moving. Then over here is the animation pane. Okay, all right. Okay, so what I want to do is now, this has got nothing, no moving things. So I'm going to close this for a while and I'm going to add something here. Okay, I'm going to add something here. Let's see what I want to add. I want to go to transition. Transition. Can you see that? Transition is another kind of movement. And I want to go and pick up the curtain. Curtain. All right, I'm going to click the curtain. That's it. Can you see that? Very, very captivating because something is happening and people were like, hey, attention. The whole idea is people must listen and look at you. Look at your slide. So that's what we want. Most of the time, they're going to off their video, switch off their video. So it's going to be very difficult. So you need to capture their attention. You got it? So it's very simple. So I want you to test this out. If you want to test something else, okay. But then I've also put a music here. Can you see a music? Now, don't put music for everything because it can be irritating sometimes. Put for necessary ones. But I've put because I want to show you. All right. Now, let's take a look. So if I click here, there's so many. Some I have downloaded, example. All right. So let's play again. Okay. So that is drip. The music will come later. If you want it to go slow, very slow, you can increase the time. Can you see I can increase the time? Let's try again. Okay, so this is still 2 minutes. Okay. That's another one. So there are many more. If you click, I'm not going to show all, but I'll just show a few. Okay, let's try this. Done. Can you see that? All right. Now, that means where did the bird come from? Rope. So when I put any one of this, what's happening? This is number 3 slide. Can you see? This is slide number 3. The second slide will undergo. Let's say I click fracture. Fracture means the second slide will fracture. Fracture means break. So if I click aeroplane, the second slide will become aeroplane and fly away. Okay, so all this, you can test it out. I'm not going to go in detail here because I think you have understood this. So start using all this and make your slide a little bit more interesting. Are you okay? All right. So this is peel off. There are many more. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now finished. Now let's move on. Now next part. Next, sometimes you want to make things nicer. Now, some of you I know are expert, so you need to be patient, okay? All right. Now, I want to make this stand out, so I'm going to highlight this. This is a text, can you see? I'm going to go to home here. All right, you can go to home, or you can go to format. Let's go to format, because I want to make this look nicer. Now, this part is showing the boxes. This is not a box, this is a text. This part shows the text. So on top here is the color. If I click this, it will become black, but I don't want, I want it to be orange. But if you click the second A here, that is going to create an outline. Can you see an outline? Now, if you want to make the outline thicker, all you have to do is click it, all right, and go to the weight. Can you see the weight? All right. You can make it thicker if you want to. I leave that to you. So that for you to experience. Now, let's take a look. If you want the bottom one, here you can add shadow. You can choose many types of shadow. Can you see the shadow comes out? All these kind of shadows coming up. Looks okay to me. Let's say I also want to add a glow. A glow. You can also add a glow if you want different colors. I want to add black. So click more glow colors. More glow colors. Add black, gray, up to you. Why we want to do this? So it stands out. Look at my slide, so empty. People will be wondering, why you put the 2 there? That's what I want. Can you see or not? I want people to look at the slide and think, hey, why you put this? Why did you put this? That means they are being engaged with my slide. But if they just read, okay, I know this already. Then they will look somewhere. You as the teacher cannot capture the attention. So less is good. Don't put too much. Can you see? So I'm just showing you this. Why? Because you can also create videos from PowerPoint. So if you don't want to use other software, you can actually create your entire thing here and change it to video later. Let's say you also want to add shadows here. You can go back here and add shadow if you want to. All right. Or there's a shortcut for shadow, which is at home. Click home and then click the S. Can you see? S. So there will be a shadow. Can you see that? I can also add a shadow here. Okay. All right. Shadow. And I don't like red. I want to add white. Okay, can you see it looks nicer? And then I want to put a thicker shadow. Let's try to put a thicker shadow. And then here, these shadows are not so good. I'm not happy. So I go down to shadow option. Can you see? I want a bigger size. Yeah, you can have bigger size. Can you see the shadow? I'm just showing you because I want you to be expert in all these things. Once you know, you can start doing the distance where you want the shadow to be. This is useful in your when you make videos, maybe. Blur. If you want blur, yeah, so it becomes bigger. All right, blur. Okay, all this is blur. So I leave that to you. Okay, all right. Okay, done. So this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so this is the second method uh, of actually touching up all these things. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, okay, done. So this is how it's going to look like. Next part. This is called a ripple effect. What did I do? Let's go back. Which means slide number 5. So I must go to slide number 4. In slide number 4, go to transition. And I'm going to choose ripple. Where's ripple? Where's ripple? Here, ripple. That's called ripple. Can you see? So if I choose 4, 3 will be affected. Can you see? Let's undo that. So if I choose 5 and add the ripple, number 4 will have the ripple effect. You get it, huh? So if you want to do for 5, you need to, it will happen on the 4, but you will be at slide number 5. It will happen at number 4. Okay, I hope you're okay. All right. Now, all these photos or pictures can be obtained in Google. All you need to do is just type. All you need to do is you can put cartoon illustrations. All will come out like this if you want cartoons. Okay, so it's very useful. But the cartoons might be black and white. Can you see? So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you how we can fill up color. See, all this didn't have color, but I've actually put in color to make it more interesting. So I'm going to take this, going to copy, and I'm going to stop this share, all right? And I'm going to go to paint, all right? I'm going to go to paint. Are you in paint? Okay, all right. I hope you can see the paint. All right. So, and I'm going to paste that person there. Let's make this bigger. Okay. Can you see that? Very simple. Useful to make dull pictures colorful because most of you are not using Photoshop and so on. So let's use what we have. Make it simple. Now, I want to make this chair here, this table here. Let's say I want to make it red color. So all you have to do is click red. You see, it became red. If you want blue, let's click blue. It became blue. And then go to this bucket here. Can you see bucket? Click that, come to this table. That's it. It became blue. All right. Then you'll think, yeah, this thing has got white here. Don't worry, not to worry. Let's take the eraser. Let's take the eraser. Erase that part off. Okay, let's erase that part off. Erase that part. Okay, done. Now go back to your bucket and fill up those spaces. Done. Done. Can you see? So it's very easy. Now let's fill up this chair with red color. All right. So I'm going to click that red, dark red. Okay, fill up this chair. Done. Let's fill up the monitor. I'm going to take green. Done. No. Done. Okay, can you see that? So it's quite useful. You have made the whole thing quite interestingly different color. Now, then what you can do, click select, which part you want to select. Select this whole thing here. That's it. Select, copy it, and then go back to your PowerPoint. Go back to your PowerPoint. All right. Go back to your PowerPoint and paste it there. All right, done. Let's remove this person here and here. All right. Now, last week I taught you, can you see? But there's a white background which blocks everything. Can you see there's a white background behind here? What do we do? Click on that picture, format, click on the picture, format, go to color. You want to make it transparent. Go to color, scroll down, go to transparent color, click that, and go to that white spot here and click it. Now it is, can you see? It's transparent already. So it's very useful if you want to create your own videos, your animation, all can be done in PowerPoint. Just a little bit of learning here and there. Okay. All right. So this is quite useful. All right. Now last. Now let me just click again. Okay. Transition. Can you see? Now if you want to add sound, all right, I'm number 3. Number 3 means will happen to number 2. Can you see? Will happen to number 2. So you just click here and then you choose your sound. All right. So this is what's going to happen. That's the sound. So the sound has changed. Just now was thunder. All right. Here I added hammer sound. That means here, if you click, this is actually hammer sound. Hammer. All right. You can add that later. All right. So I hope you're okay with that. So how do you know what sound is there? All right. So I'm going to show you now. Okay. Let's go back to animation. All right. Animation. Animation. Click animation pane. Can you see that? Now, let's say this diagram is number 1. Number 1. Can you see number 1? When I click number 1, it comes here. Now, click this arrow here. Can you see? Click this arrow here. And then you can go to effect option. And then there, can you see, I have chosen hammer. So if you don't want hammer, you can choose. It's very useful if you're making a video where you want people to clap. So all this can be done according to the photo that you put in. Are you okay with that? All right, good. Now next, let's move on to the next slide. In the next slide, okay, let's copy this slide because I want to show you again. All right. Okay. So I want to show you what happened. What happened? Let's take a look. It became big. It became smaller. One became small. One became big. Okay. All right. So we're going to learn this. But let's have a few minutes of Baba's remembrance first. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Is it very difficult for you? Is it very difficult or very challenging? I hope it's not too much. All right. You try your best. Okay. Try your best. Okay. All right. But I think this is very useful if you can use it to teach everybody. Okay. So let's proceed again. Okay. Right. So let's try some. Next. Okay. I'm supposed to show you this now. Okay. So I'm going to remove this thing because this is an example. Also going to remove this thing. And I'm going to highlight all this. And over here, you see, when I highlight all this highlighted, so I'm going to delete all this. Okay, I'm going to delete all this. How? Click on one, Control A. All right, done. Control A, and then just press delete. So I'm going to redo it together with you right now. I mean, if you can open 2 slides, 2 screen, that's good. Okay, beside. Okay, if not, I will do first. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my animation pane here, animation pane, open it. Okay, open it. So open. Let's make it a bit smaller. All right. Okay, good. So here you are. You can also move this a bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all this. And I'm going to just choose an ordinary animation, white. But I want it, this is going up. I want it to move left. So you just click this left. So it moves like that. So if you think it's moving too fast, you can try playing here. That play. If you think it's moving too fast, then you can increase the time here. Can you see? You can increase the time. If you want very slow, you can also play it. Can you see? That can also happen. So I leave that to you. You see how you want it to be. So I'm going to just put it at 1 second. So let's play again. So it's going to be like that. Okay, fine. Can you see that? Now, the next what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to highlight all this. Highlight all this. And I'm not going to choose animation, but I'm going to say add animation. Why add? Because you already have one here. So therefore, you have to add animation, put extra, add. And I'm going to say, please make it big. Grow and shrink. Grow, grow. I'm going to grow it. All right. So it's going to grow bigger. So now bottom here is growing big. Can you see that? A bottom here is going to grow big. Okay. Now, but when I play this, you see, this is number one here, number one, all this is going to come out together, but I want it to come out one by one. Example, can you see? Okay, again, I undo, sorry. Again. So let's go and add animation again. Add, I accidentally deleted, grow. Okay, done. Now, if you play again, play all, can you see? They are all coming out together. I don't want that. I want one by one. So, okay, some of you may know, but let's do it again. So what I want to do is highlight the first four, okay, here, control, highlight, press control, click, press control, click, one by one. And then I want it to come one by one. So go to on click here, click, click, and just click on it. You see, can you see it became 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play and see what happens. Now it comes out one by one. Can you see that? So it came out one by one. I didn't play the grow yet. Okay, you got it? Now what I want to do is the number 5. If you look at this number 5 here, the number 5 is actually a grow. See, it's growing. They're all growing together. Again, I do one. I want to remove the number 5. How to remove? How to remove a number? So I'm going to go back to click and I say with previous, join number 4. Join number 4. So it's going to be like this. Can you see? Okay. So what will happen? Let's play and see. If I play number 1, it will become, it will come out. Number 2 will come out. Number 3 will come out. But when I play number 4, everything will grow. Let's test and see. Yeah, see what happens. You see, number 4 is making it big. So I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this after number 4 and put it beside number 1, under number 1. You see that? Then I'm going to take the next one under number 2 and under number 3. Okay, let's see what happens now. Let's play and see. Okay. But not so nice. Again, because why? Let's take a look. Okay, it's getting big. Okay, fine. Okay. Looks okay. But the arrangement is a bit, is not straight. So let's go out from here. Okay, so let's go out from here. So now what you need to do is, my aim is what? My aim is after I click, it must grow and then become small again. Can you see? It must grow small again. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to highlight again. I'm going to add animation again, but this time I want to make it small, not big. So I'm going to click add animation. Again, grow, shrink. Click, grow, shrink. Okay. All right. So this is under here. Can you see under here? But this is growing. I want it to become smaller. So I'm going to click this button here at the end. Click. And I'm going to say effect options. And look at the size. That's why it's growing. So I'm going to click on the size and I'm going to change it to 67% or 1/3, 2/3. So it will go back to its original 67% of 150. It will go back to 100% size. You must click enter here. Must click enter, enter. So now 67%. Can you see that? Okay. So that's what happens. Okay. Now let's take a look. So that means what do we want to happen? We want this to come out, correct? And then we want it to grow big, correct? Okay, so let's take a look now. So good, this is good. But when number 2 come out, when number 2 comes out, I want number 1 to become small. Can you see? So when number 2 comes out, number 1 must become small. So that's what we want to do. So let's go back. So here, right here, all right? Okay. So this is the smaller. Can you see? The number 5 is the one which is going to make it smaller. So I'm going to take this, okay? So I'm going to remove the number 5 here. Remove the number 5. How? Just click previous, with previous. Okay. So the last 4 must be put back. So I'm going to take this, okay, and put under number 2. Why number 2? Because this will make the number 1, sorry again. Okay, I'm going to click this and move it under number 2. Okay, let's try and see what happens. Yeah, okay. Okay. Done. You see? So this is very useful if you want to, like, it's like a gimmick to hold people's attention. That's all. But it's nice for you also because something is moving and then people know what you're explaining. You're explaining number 2 because it's big. So now what must I do next? Can you figure out? The next is number 3 is going to come out, but number 2 must become, number 3 is getting big. Number 2 must become small. So let's go back. So let's take one more. Which one? Engaging teacher. So I'm going to take this engaging teacher and put it under number 3 because number 3 is coming up. Okay. Okay. And the last one, I don't need it. I don't want it to change. I just remove the last one. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's try and see. Okay. Good. So that's good. Good. Looks good. Looks nice. Looks nice. You have done it. Looks very attractive. Can you see that? Very simple. Looks difficult, but once you practice a few times and then you start using, it's going to become very attractive for people because then something is moving. The eyes must look at it, you see. So in this way, we must try this out. Okay, now I want to show you one more thing. Let's take a look. Okay, now let's say now I've done this. Now I've done this. It's gone small, correct. But at the same time, I want to tell people this has already been explained. So I want the color to change. I want this color to change to something else. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. Very simple. So this is number 1, right? Which is happening at number 2. Number 2 will become small. So go to number 2, which is here, number 2. The one which is becoming small. So click on the shrinking. Okay, you can see the word attractive visual. Attractive visual. I'll choose the correct one. Click that. Click that. Effect option. And then go here. You can add sound if you want to. And then say, click here. Dim. Dim means what? The color will drop, change different. So I'm going to change it to a different color. Maybe let's choose more color. I'm going to choose light green. Okay, light green. Maybe light green. Okay, light green. Okay. So click OK. All right. See what happens. Let's try. Okay. It has become green. All right. So, however, it is changing a bit late. It's a bit late. It should have changed earlier. That means people know I have done this already, number 1. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm going to put it up to number 1, no, number 2. Okay, so where is it now? Okay, so let's play it again. What happens? Okay, so let us also try for number 2. So in number 2, the engaging teacher. All right, let me try here. No, sorry, this is the wrong thing. Okay, Again, I'm going to undo it. Okay, maybe I chose the wrong thing. Okay. All right, again, I'm going to go back to number one, okay, number one, okay, and then say dim it becomes green. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay. Okay. Number one. So change number one to dim. Can you see? So now people know I'm reading number two. Okay, so you just practice this, nothing difficult. So same thing now, I'm going to go to number two here. I'm going to click it. This is number two. After playing it, I need to make it different color. Go to effect options, make it lighter color. Done. Okay, let's play it out. You see, you got it? Are you all right? So you keep repeating for all and you should be okay. So let me just quickly change it. So effect option, change the color, green, done. So same thing here, effect, right amount here, change effect option, dim, okay. And I'm also going to add a sound, okay, add sound. Okay, done. 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 Okay, it's good. Okay, all right. So that's how it works. Okay, I hope you're okay. So you just have to practice a little bit, then it should be good already. Okay, now let's try something else. Okay, so I'm going to go into this, I think is okay. Shivani Ben, I don't need this anymore. Okay, good. Now let's try. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this slide. Okay, all right, good, done. Okay, so now let's take a look. I want this is the slide I have here. In the next slide is also the same. So I'm going to delete all this. Okay, I'm going to delete. Okay, I'm going to delete all this. But remember, the previous slide has got this person here. This person is here. But in the next slide, this person is still here, but I want this person to become smaller, and I'm going to put this person over here. Can you see that? Okay. Now, I want the slide to show that from the previous slide, let's go back. Okay. From the previous slide, okay, let's take a look at, sorry, again. Okay. Animation. Let's delete all this. Okay, I don't want all this. Okay. So I want this person to actually go into the next slide, which is this, over at this position. So all I have to do is now click this, go to transition, okay, transition, and morph. Morph. Can you see morph? Where am I? I'm in the wrong page, sorry. Okay, let's try it. Oh, it's a crushing thing, huh? Wrong animation. Again. Okay, so let's remove all these animations. Okay, let's go to morph. Can you see that? So this is what has happened. That means I'm now here. Okay, let's take a look. What happened? Morph again. Not here. Okay, morph. This is what happened. All right. So which means the person has actually moved here. So that means this person is slide number 9. Slide number 9. But you don't do morph on slide number 9. You do it on slide number 10. So when you click morph, it will automatically take you to this. Let's try it differently. Let's try it with, okay, the skeleton. All right, so I'm going to practice again. Let's use the skeleton here. So I'm going to take this and delete all these things. Okay. So now I want the skeleton, okay, this skeleton to come over here, but I want this skeleton to be somewhere here, let's say. All right. So let's make this skeleton even bigger. Okay, something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next slide, number 10. I want morph happening here. I'm going to click morph. So it moves there. You got it? So this is how we do morph. So let's take a look. Okay. So what happened? You see that? Okay. So when I click, it moves to the next slide. Okay. So this is called transition and this is called morph. Okay. Morph. All right. So I hope you're okay with using this. Okay. Okay. Done. Next, let's try one more. Let's try one more. Okay. So let's duplicate this slide. Okay, let's duplicate this slide and I'm going to remove all the animations. I'm going to remove all the animations. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to remove all these things. Okay. I'm going to remove all this. Control A, all, delete. So here there's nothing. It won't move anymore. So what is my plan? What is my plan is I want to make these two things here small and this person here big. All right. So let's remove this. Okay, remove. So that's my plan. I want to make this big and this too small. All right. So I'm going to click this and click this together because I want them small. And I'm going to go to, let's say, add animation. Okay. Grow or shrink. But I don't want grow. I want them small. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on this thing and make that 150 to smaller, up to you. All right, let's make it very small. All right, 50% small. Click. It became small. Can you see that? Good. Now I'm going to click this person. Let's make him, let's make this person a bit small. I'm going to make this person big. So let's add animation. You can also click here, no problem. All right, that grow shrink. All right. So I'm going to make this person bigger. All right. So let's click and make this person double the size. Okay, bigger, huge. What? Huge is 400. So large is 150 but I want 200. Let's put 200%. Okay, done, done. Okay, now what happens now? Let's play and see. That's not what I want. I want all three to play at the same time. Let's take a look. Okay, all right. Okay, good. So what happens? Because here got number 1 and number 2. So what you have to do is click on number 2, click on number 2 and make it number 1. How? Just click follow previous. So it all became number 1. Can you see that? It all became number 1. Let's play it. Is it playing? Okay. So let's play again. All right, everything. Okay. Can you see that? It's happening. So this is how you do it. Okay. All right. So I hope you're okay. So this is useful if you're trying to make something grow big and small. Again, why are we doing all these things? Because we want people's attention. If not, it's going to become too boring listening to just your voice. Okay. All right. So I hope you're okay with this. Let's try one more stuff. Okay. Now, here there's mind, intellects, and scars. Mind, intellects, and scars. All right. Then the next diagram is this, is this. So what has happened now? And then the next diagram is this. But the mind has moved here. How do you think I did this? All right. So I'm going to make this happen. So let's make a duplicate here. I just duplicated. Okay. Let's put it here. So this is my first slide. I want the mind to actually move into this person's head. I'm going to remove all this. Okay, remove all this. It's not needed. Okay, I want this thing. So let's remove this. Okay, so now that's all. Okay, so all you have to, this is the mind and I want it moving here. So this is the mind, I suppose. Okay, So this is the mind. Okay, so good. So let's try doing morph, see whether it works. All right, so transition and morph. Mind has moved here. Can you see that? Good. So now let's say I want the intellect here. What must you do? So delete the mind, delete the mind, delete everything here. So I'm deleting here. So now this person's head is only has got light, but the mind intellect is not here. All right, now let's go back. Let's go back. Copy the intellect only, right? Intellect, copy it, copy it. Okay, copy it. Copy it. Okay, is there any problem so far? So I'm going to copy the whole thing. Okay, all right, copy. And then I'm going to place it in the next slide. And I'm going to place this intellect right here. That's it. You see that? It's going to be there. So all I have to do now is here, this slide, click this slide and just say morph. So simple. Can you see you got it? All right. So whichever thing that you want it to move here, you just copy that. You just copy that. You okay with that? All right. So now let's try one more. I want the sanskar. So I will delete this intellect. I don't want the intellect. Let's remove the intellect. Okay. Now, so what must you do? Copy the entire sanskar, group it, Control G if you want to, Control G, or you can just copy it, Control C. Okay. And then put it into this mind here, put it inside here, put it here. All right, let's put here. If you want it white color, possible. Let's change the color to white. Okay, so I want, because it's blue color here, I want it to change. So shape fill white. Looks white. Okay, so then I click this slide, 18 slide, and then transition, and then use morph. Are you okay? All right, good. So let's have traffic control now. Okay, so let's stop at this point and let's have traffic control for a short while. Okay. Right.
Right.
Okay, let me
Okay, let
just
me
say,
just say,
let me just see any questions you have. Okay, somebody is saying morph option is not in my PPT. It has to be there. Please check again because it has to be complete. It is there since I think 2013 PowerPoint onwards. So if you have 2013 onwards, it should be there already. So, but take a look at it, or maybe you need to update. Okay. Okay, all right. So I'm just showing you, but leave it to your, somebody is saying the curtain option is also not there. Probably you need to update. If not, please install 2019 PowerPoint if you have. Or let me also try to, if you don't have, maybe I'll try to get it for you. So, okay. Okay, sorry, let's go back. Okay, let's finish this PowerPoint. Okay, okay. Now, where's okay. Okay, I want to show this thing. Okay, so let's go into the soul taking birth. Now, I'm sure in the course, sometimes you'll say people die, the soul will leave this body and then take another body, but people cannot imagine it. Can you see? So that's why we need a picture. You might have a poster, but now in video and PowerPoint, it's going to look far more beautiful. Can you see? Now, let's see how we did this thing. Okay. All right. So, what technique did I use? This looks so amazing, isn't it? Immediately it tells people, wow, this is happening. Can you see? So, and then you can purposely play it again and again and then show, it's like, telling them what is the truth. So people now understand that there's no death. So, I mean, Is how you explain. All right. So I leave that to you. But look at the impact these pictures like this can actually make. Now, how will you do this? Let's take a look. All right. Now, I am going to change this mother and put this mother up here. Let's make this mother small. Let's see whether the soul follows there or not. Let's change this. Let's, okay. I'm going to go to format. I'm going to remove this soft impact here. All right. Soft edge. Okay. So let's make the mother here. The reason I put soft edge because I don't want to show her face. All right. So I'm going to take this and put inside this. Make it small. All right. Make it smaller. Okay. Remember the dead person was up here. This is the soul from the dead person. But now I want the dead person, the soul to move up here into this body. All I have to do is put it here. So the dead person's soul was here. Let's check whether it moves up or not. All right, let's check and see what happens. So I'm going to click this slide. Where's this slide? Okay. And go to morph. I think in the older version, it's not called morph. It's called something else. Maybe that's why you can't find it. But look for this kind of symbol or just test everything. All right, it has to be there. But now they've changed, probably the name has changed to morph. All right, so I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click morph. Yeah, it's automatically moving somewhere and straight into the mother. Can you see that? Actually, you can make it more interesting. You can put multiple pregnant women, many pregnant women, and then the soul is only going to a particular pregnant woman. You can even ask the question, why it chose that woman? You see, it becomes interesting discussion. You see? So this is how you make it very interesting, where people like, wow, this is good. I can learn so many stuffs rather than just talking. Okay. All right. So I hope you're okay with this. Is there anything else I must show? Okay. I'm going to show you one more interesting feature. Not this. Okay. There's not much time, but I want you to test this today if you can. All right. Look, if you go to Zoom, I will show you in a short while, but I'll just print screen this. Okay. I took a screenshot. If you go to share, and click share, these pictures will come. Whatever you have opened, in my case, I've got a PowerPoint, Google, Paint, Filmora is also open, and this is the screen. It's all open. What I want you to do is, I want you to go and click Advance, okay? Click Advance, which is my next slide. Advance, click Advance. Can you see? Advance, okay? And then after choosing Advance, I want you to click Beta. All right, Beta. Okay, Beta. And then once you click Beta, it will make you open all these things. Many files, many of the PowerPoint files. So make sure you at least have one PowerPoint file somewhere, or choose one PowerPoint slide from somewhere. Now you just click on any PowerPoint slide that you have or do and keep one, all right? And then you click open. All right, click open. Do you know what will happen? I'm going to show you now. All right, so let's go out from here. All right, I'm going to show you what happens. This is very useful if you want to make recording of yourself. All right, I'm going to show you now, but of course you can't see here. I'm going to click share screen now. You can't see. I'm clicking share screen. I'm clicking Advance, and then I'm clicking beta, double click on beta. And then I am going to click in any one of my PowerPoint. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to share. Hang on. It's opening. Okay. What do you see? What do you see? All right. Let's take a look. Oh, this is a bad file again. Let me choose something else. Okay. Good. Now, What do you see? Do you see me right under there somewhere? All right. Do you see me right under? I think you can see me. Why? There. Here. I'm here. I can actually make myself bigger. Can you see that? I can actually make myself bigger. And this is quite useful because, okay, where am I? Can you see that? What's happening? So actually I can look at the slide. The slide is right behind me. Can you see that? All right. So the slide is right behind me. And let me close there, a lot of stuff. And this is how, as you talk, you click the slides. What's going to happen as you click the slides? What will happen when you click the slides? The slides will keep moving. Can you see? And then you are talking. And then you can actually, did I disappear? I'm still there, isn't it? I think I can. Okay. Everybody can see, right? Okay. Okay. So my slide is moving. And so on. So what do you do? Now you on your Filmora record. Remember record? See, Filmora record. So now you're talking and the slide is behind. You can put Murli points behind. And then let's say if you turn here and then you point, can you see? I'm as if I'm pointing to the slide, but actually the slide is not behind me at all. The slide is in front of me, but people will think I'm standing in front of the slide. It's like a green slide, green screen effect. Okay, all right. So this is useful, but I want you to test it out first. All right, test it out first. Okay, but if for some reason, if it doesn't work, then it's probably because you need to go to your setting and then click update Zoom. All right, click update Zoom. So I want you to test like this. Just sit in front of the Zoom, put a slide behind, and then open Filmora and say record screen. Okay, record screen. So once you record screen, then you just stop. Don't worry about the first few seconds. Things will be a bit messed up because later you can chop it off. You see, you can remove it in Filmora or just can cut it off. So record and speak like this, and this can be actually loaded into the YouTube or even your Instagram or FB as if you are giving a short lecture. Extremely useful for people who want to do good seva by talking good gyan, good knowledge. All right. So this is how sometimes you see in YouTube people are talking. So this is your homework for today. I want you to test it out. All right. Please make sure you record for me a small piece and send it. What do you call? Send it to WhatsApp me, or successfully you have done it. So it's okay. All right. Okay, so if you have any problem, I want you to do that. Very, very useful. Even if like Didi or somebody is talking. All right, this can be done in any account. You no need to pay. It can be done in anything. All right, any account allows you to do this. Are you okay? All right. So I hope you're okay with this stuff. Very, very useful technique. But unfortunately, I've not seen many BKs using this technique. Maybe you're not so aware of it. Doesn't matter. I want you to try and practice this. Are you okay with this technique? All right. Okay, good. I'm supposed to do Filmora with you today. Doesn't matter. We can still do it tomorrow. Anyways, time's up. So I'm going to show you tomorrow how to use split screen Filmora. Okay, and then I'm also going to show you how to make like one person is here and the next person, the same person appearing multiple times, like as if it's a movement, slow motion. Also going to show you all those things, and maybe a little bit more about PowerPoint, how to export and make it into a video, nice video. Are you okay? All right. Now somebody is asking me one last question. How did I make myself big just now? Big in the, okay, I'll show you that again. All right, please watch. Okay. Again, I'm going to go into my PowerPoint. Yeah. Okay. Hang on there. Okay. PowerPoint, open. All right, good. So where am I? You can see me, right? Okay, so now I just clicked myself. When I click on yourself, but of course you can't see. When I click on my screen, a 4-angle frame will come out, and this frame will allow me to drag myself anywhere I like. And at the corner of the frame, there's a white thing which you can actually, it can be used to make myself grow big or small. All right. I can even make myself grow big or small. Can you see that? So you can't see it now. Okay. But when you open it, you will click on your picture and then a frame will come. And then you can drag it just like how you drag a text in Canva and Filmora. Can you see that? So this is how this amazing Zoom thing that we have got here. And better use it, all right? Why don't you use technology to help you out? Okay, so that is my thought. I will stop here. Do you have any question before we stop at this point? Okay. All right. So how many of you will try? I hope all of you will try. Huh? It's a lot of fun. Enjoy it. But make sure you know how to use the Zoom. Very useful function. All right. And then don't forget, record it on the record screen in Filmora. Okay, if you can. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Any question you can ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow we are starting again at 4 p.m. All right. I will try to close gaps here and there. Now, if you're sending any more videos, please don't send because it's all too old-fashioned for me. It's time to change what you have been doing for the last 1 month video, all you're sending me. Please don't. Do something new, like today what I taught you. All right? Something new and send. Okay, if it's new for you. Don't keep sending old ones more. Okay, I hope you're all right. Any other question, whichever part you want me to show again in PowerPoint tomorrow. Okay, all right? All right, thank you so much. Let us stop here and let's remember, Baba, I shall see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Use the same link. Thank you. Om Shanti.